Well, to take stock now of the markets and share her strategy, I'm joined from Frankfurt by Petra Kerssenbrock, an analyst at Commerzbank. Petra, now we're seeing actually a lot of the investors today focusing on the positives after quite a sharp sell-off over the last couple of weeks. Are we going to see a correction this summer?
Well, if I look at the overall technical situation of the markets, we have seen and we are seeing a technical deterioration of the market breadth. Many of the indices worldwide have fallen below their 200-day moving averages. The S&P 500 fell below the support in the area of 1,045. Now, today, of course, after 2 weeks of downwards movement, Euro Stoxx 50 lost, for example, 10%. Today we see a clear stabilization day, but that has not improved or was not going to improve the overall medium-term technical picture. So for the rest of the summer, I would expect
Petra,
the markets to go
how much of a correction?
Well, we already have seen quite a lot of downwards movement. Only the time span has been very short, and I would think that we will crumble down slightly more, not a sharp additional slide downwards, but a crumbling down and a sideways downwards movement for the rest of the summer.
Petra, where do we actually see some safe havens? I spoke to Nouriel Rubini over the weekend. He was saying it's German bonds and also some short yield of the curve that actually represent the best value.
Well, from a technical point of view, what we see is a few sectors which show a relative strength are defensive growth sectors such as food and beverage, for example, or personal and household goods. Stabilized have very recently also the telcos, which are good dividend payers. And on the other side, we also see sectors which are currency sensitive, such as the automobiles, for example. The weakness of the euro here is clearly supporting these sectors, and they have shown and are likely to show a relative strength medium term.
Now, if you're expecting a lot of the equities to move sideways, what does it mean for your for a possible general portfolio? How much do you invest in currencies versus bonds versus actually cash?
Well, at the moment, for the equity investment, it's a little bit a wait-and-see strategy, and it's a shifting between those with a relative strength and those sectors with a relative weakness, like utilities and oil and gas. Coming from the equities side, the equities are not expensive, so that is certainly an investment which, towards the end of the year, is promising or positive. On the other hand, we have like the bond future at the all-time highs. It is, from a technical point of view, overbought. It is the asset class with a higher risk for correction. And for the cash, I would think that a little bit of cash would make sense, and taking a wait-and-see strategy. We buy when there are buy signals, and for the time being, many of those with the correction sentiment are not working very well. So here, it's only if you need to be invested, invest in those with a relative strength. If not, wait a little bit before we see or until we see buy signals.
Petra, thank you so much. Commerzbank's view there on strategy.